Hello everyone, my name is Stefanie Faas and I'd like to welcome you to the presentation of some key results of the CAI paper, Calibrating Pedestrians' Trust in Automated Vehicles. Does an intent display in an external HMI support trust calibration and safe crossing behavior? In recent years, meaningful concepts for the communication between automated vehicles and pedestrians have been developed under the term of external human-machine interfaces or eHMIs, which display information to surrounding traffic participants. Among HMI concepts, the SAE recommends to indicate the automated driving mode by two symmetrical, continuously alert blue-green lamps. However, previous research indicates a tendency towards overtrust in such basic status HMIs, which may result in pedestrians failing to monitor whether an automated vehicle yields, but blindly enter the street in crossing situations. This would be particularly dangerous in the event of a system malfunction with an automated vehicle failing to yield to a pedestrian, for example, because it failed to detect one. The basic idea of the study is the advancement of the current status EHMI concept by adding an intent to yield method. That is, a slowly flashing blue-green light above the windshield is turned on the same time the vehicle starts yielding to a pedestrian. So the research question is, does a status and intent EHMI lead to a better trust calibration in the automated vehicle and safer crossing behavior than a status EHMI? To answer this, we designed a lab experiment in which participants acted as pedestrians. Participants watched real traffic video clips in which vehicles approached and were instructed to cross the street when they felt safe to do so and to rate their level of trust. We explored two independent variables which we varied between subjects, resulting in 4 experimental groups. First, we explored the occurrence of a single high-risk malfunction. Over repeated encounters when making a right turn, the automated vehicle either yielded to the pedestrian perfectly in all trials or failed to yield to the pedestrian in one malfunction trial. As a second independent variable, the two EHMI concepts were explored. In the top pictures, you can see the status EHMI, which looks the same if the automated vehicle is yielding or fails to yield, thereby providing low system transparency. In the bottom pictures, you can see the status and intent EHMI, which provides transparency in the event of a malfunction, as the intent to yield message would not be activated. So this graph shows how the 4 experimental groups rated the level of trust over time. On the y-axis, the participants' trust ratings are displayed, with higher scores indicating higher trust. On the x-axis, we have the measuring times of the study. At measuring times 1, 2, 3, and 4, all automated vehicles yielded to the pedestrian. Between measuring times 3 and 4, eventually a malfunction trial occurred with the automated vehicle failing to yield. During repeated flawless encounters from measuring time 1 to 3, pedestrians' trust steadily increased. For the groups who did not experience a malfunction, this linear trend continued. For the malfunction groups, pedestrians' trust declined after the malfunction, but recovered immediately after further flawless interactions. Most noteworthy, following the malfunction trial with a status EHMI, trust was 3 times more reduced than with a status and intent EHMI. This suggests that a basic status EHMI can lead to overtrust, while a status and intent EHMI seems to be associated with better trust calibration. In terms of the effectiveness of eHMIs in inducing a safe street crossing decision, this graph shows whether a collision occurred in a malfunction trial. On the y-axis, the participants' crossing times are displayed in relation to the vehicle's actions. After a 3-second countdown, the automated vehicle approached, did not give way, passed the pedestrian, and then cleared the street. If pedestrians entered the street before the vehicle passed, they collided with it. If pedestrians waited until the vehicle passed, their crossing decision was safe. Each participant's individual crossing onset time is displayed as a dot along this time axis. We can see that in the status EHMI group, 5 of 16 participants collided with the automated vehicle. This is approximately a third of all pedestrians. In the status and intent EHMI group, only 1 of 17 participants collided with the automated vehicle. Thus, the odds of a collision were sometimes higher with basic status EHMI than with a status and intent EHMI. Our findings thereby suggest that a basic status EHMI can lead to dangerous crossing behavior, while a status and intent EHMI provides a chance for pedestrians to adapt their crossing decisions. To come back to the research question, our results suggest that a status and intent EHMI leads to a better trust calibration in automated vehicles and safer crossing behavior than a status EHMI. We conclude that a basic status EHMI may lead to unintended safety issues in case of a malfunction. In this regard, it is essential to not misinterpret our findings. The study does not advise against the application of a status EHMI, but rather advocates an additional intent to yield method for the standardization of EHMI design. So that concludes the presentation. If you have further questions, please don't hesitate to contact me or one of my co-authors. Thank you for your attention.